Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Kitchen Table Shamanigans with me, Anna Clint. I always forget to introduce myself. I am something of a specialist in the dark night of the soul, and I help people emerge out of the cocoon through their transformational process. I have a background in energy medicine. I offer spiritual counsel and intuitive guidance and philosophical and mythological frameworks for creating a context, creating meaning in our lives as we shift and grow. I believe that all of us are inherently whole and that we don't need fixing, but that we do need guidance along the way, and we need support. We need people to mirror our wholeness back to us at times. And that's one of the things that I do. I'm here today to talk a little bit about disillusion and dissolution, two words that are remarkably similar in both sound out of the mouth and in meaning and in the ways that they relate to each other. I led a creative catharsis event yesterday, and it was so beautiful and delightful. And in our sharing circle, which I did not record so that everyone could share and, trust in the safe space of the container that we created, one woman mentioned disillusion as how she was feeling in these times that where there's all these revelations, disclosures, however you want to call it, all part of the Great Awakening, all right on time for where we are in terms of the cosmos and where we are in terms of our culture. And, of course, I'm speaking here as an American, but this is not only affecting America. As we know, the things that have been coming out are global. They are deeply immoral, debased, destructive, anti-human, in so many ways. And so I typically don't really pay attention to the news too much, but a lot has leaked through this week, and I have been curious about some things because I'm a very curious person. And what is coming forth is really disturbing, but it's also what we need to see, because we cannot dissolve, we cannot get to the dissolution part of awakening and transforming the world that we live in without having the wool pulled off of our eyes. I feel like the fire horse is here to burn the wool from our eyes. And to do so, fire is so purifying, but it's also challenging, and it can be painful, and it can be really uncomfortable. It can be really hot, right? But we need this purification right now. Our culture, humanity, humankind, all of these power structures need to be purified. They're not serving us, and they haven't for God knows, probably hundreds of years, thousands of years, who knows. But I've just been in a lot of contemplation on a couple of key points. One is how we have given our power away to these power structures, to these people in authority, be they in finance, in philanthropy, in medicine, in government, and how trained we are in our culture in America to expect someone out there to come and rescue us, to expect someone to have all the answers, to expect someone outside of ourselves to tell us what to do. Our culture has become deeply infantilized, and we're here to change that. This is part of what we're waking up to, and this is very exciting because we are incredibly powerful, and especially more so when we come together, when we make demands, when we ask for and demand accountability. We have a lot of power, but we have been conditioned to believe that we don't, and to give that power away. Another point of deep contemplation for me this week is about how we give our power away to spiritual leaders, whether that's the Pope or gurus, and how many gurus have been accused of sexual impropriety over the years. And yet, because of the profundity of their teachings, we turn away and we don't look and we don't demand restitution and accountability. Those days, I think, are coming to an end. Thank the goddesses, all of the goddesses, because this, again, is very infantilizing. We need teachings and we need teachers. That's all true. But we need to stop looking away when our teachers are demonstrating a lack of personal and spiritual and psychological and emotional integrity, when they are pretending to be trauma informed and inflicting trauma on people. We have to stop. This cannot continue. And so we are here at this really interesting point, because everything that is wrong with our culture, let's just say, is because of, you could say, because of trauma, because of power structures that are imbalanced, that are traumatizing. And the trauma is a result of relational wounding. And that relational wounding could be between parent and child, could be between teacher and child when we're young, but it's also between systems and structures and us. And so we have this relational wounding that needs to be healed. And there's a lot of healing, and that means coming into wholeness with self, that we can do on our own, and that as a responsible, awake and aware person, we should be engaged in that healing, and that healing can come through a lot of different ways. But that solo healing journey can only take us so far, because the wounds are relational and we have to heal in relationship. So there's this tension, but we cannot put the healers, the spiritual leaders, the gurus on pedestals, and they need to be held accountable for the harm that they do to people. So I've been in deep contemplation about this and about my own role here with a tiny little following. And I love all of my followers, and I'm so grateful for you. But I'm not a famous person, and I am not a wealthy person, and I don't have influence in the way that so many others do. But I'm here to say that I want us to rise up and demand that the people that we listen to and follow, one, are real human beings. Hello, this is a human being talking to other human beings, completely unscripted, no AI here. And that that we're all demanding integrity, that we're demanding love, because what's missing is a true connection to love. And if our teachers are not imparting loving messages and are not actually living their lives according to their values of love, there's a real problem here. And so we all need guides. I need guides. Therapists need therapists, coaches need coaches, because we cannot see all parts of ourselves, and we cannot heal those relational wounds outside of relationship. So we need this. But perhaps the age of the guru really is over. Let that sink in. You might need a guide, but you can be your own guru. And yes, study and learn about spirituality, learn about yourself, but do not put people on a pedestal. So what's going on now with the whole Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which is so exciting, is to bring it back to disillusionment. Neptune in Pisces for all of those years is like nothing but illusion. Look at the rise of social media and how it's so rarely based on real life, where we're encouraged, invited to put on this mask and to perform for love. That's got to stop. That's anti-human. That's anti-real. That's anti-love. We have to stop performing. But now that Saturn and Neptune are in Aries, we've just had this conjunction point at 0 degrees of Aries with the revolutionary bookends of Pluto and Uranus calling for change, change of an order of magnitude that we haven't seen for millennia. We are planting seeds now. We get to do things differently. We get to do them differently. We get to make new choices, and we get to create new paradigms, new structures that are not dehumanizing, that are actually pro-human, pro-love, pro-collaboration, pro-connection. But in Aries, we are being asked to stand up for these values and live into our most integrous spiritual alignment. And we are being asked to be warriors of love. So to that end, I am offering a short series of 4 classes that I'm calling Creative Catharsis in Community. It's part sharing circle, part nervous system support through heart math and various other nervous system practices, and part creative expression. We're going to come together. We're going to co-regulate in a shared field. We're going to listen deeply to one another. We're going to be seen and heard and valued for who we are, no matter what. That is love in action. And I'm going to give you all kinds of tools to support you through and after the journey. And we're also going to write a prayer or a mantra to love that you can recite every day. The idea is that I want to support a small group of people to go through a process of expanding your capacity for love so that you can be one of these anchors as we're planting these seeds and creating a new paradigm. So join me. All the information is below or in the email that you received. I'm capping this at 8. So if you know you want in, join me. And I also kept the price incredibly reasonable. So thank you for listening today on my Shamanigans. And if you have ideas, things you want me to speak about, leave me a comment or send me a message, and I'd be happy to see if I can accommodate. And I'm wishing you all a very beautiful day from the outskirts of Santa Fe. And may you walk in love today, and may you be an emissary of love today.